It's 10:45 a.m. on a Saturday. I'm 29 and single, and I don't have kids yet. Here's what your Saturday morning looks like when you're single at 29 and you don't have a kid running around the house. I didn't rise from my bed until 10:15. Every time I thought, I should probably get up and do something, I thought, why? Nobody's making me. I'm not missing out on anything. I went to Beyonce last night, and I didn't get home until 1 a.m., and I danced and drank my little heart out, and I didn't pay a babysitter to watch my kids as I did that.
Now, if that video was entirely inoffensive to you and you're maybe even a little jealous of the 29-year-old named Julia, congratulations for being a normal human being. However, for anti-freedom freak Matt Walsh, apparently that was a highly offensive video, so offensive that he started ranting about it. Now, before we get to his rants and his posts on X, formerly known as Twitter, why don't we watch a little more from Julia?
I was just scrolling on my phone and I saw a picture of shakshuka and I thought, you know what sounds really good? Maybe I'm gonna learn how to make shakshuka today. Because I have no plans and I don't have kids and I don't have a husband and I don't have errands to run. I can go to the grocery store and learn how to make shakshuka. So that's on my agenda today. Also on my agenda, probably a rewatch of some Real Housewives of New York. So I've got a pretty stacked day. Anyway, I say all this to say, whenever I'm hard on myself about why I'm not married and I don't have kids and I should be further along at 29, almost 30, I wouldn't want to do anything else this Saturday. And I know that you can do all these things when you have kids and you're married, and I understand, but the effortlessness and ease of my life, just kind of focusing on myself and the shakshuka I want to make or the Beyonce concert I want to go to really pays off when I'm hard on myself for not being where society tells me I should be in life.
Now, note the very last part.
Yeah.
When society, goes after her, criticizes her for not being where she's supposed to be in life. And earlier in the first video we showed you, she specifically says, I don't have kids yet. Just keep those two things in mind as I read what Matt Walsh posted on X. Her life doesn't revolve around her family and kids, so instead it revolves around TV shows and pop stars. Worst of all, she's too stupid to realize how depressing this is.
Why? Why is that depressing? Okay, so first off, she's living the dream. Like, bless her heart. You know what I thought when I saw that video? America, okay?
The dream for her, by the way.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there are people who want to have a family by 29, right? And great, God bless. Like, look, seriously, I support it. I think that's great. I don't okay, listen. I don't care about personal decisions that people make about family formation for themselves. I don't care at all. It's none of my business. The idea that I would scour TikTok to find videos of people, I don't know, let's say, I personally think it's a bad idea to be a 22-year-old woman who starts having kids.
I think it's a terrible idea.
I think you should wait a little while longer. That's my personal opinion. But I'm not gonna seek those videos and then blast them on Twitter. That's crazy.
You do whatever you want. It's called freedom, Matt. I know you hate it, but
Jesus.
Okay, so look, I've done both dreams. So I got married at 38, so I had a lot of days just like she did at 29. In fact, I was in Miami and had excellent Saturdays just like that, okay? And it was glorious.
No, I think you were miserable. You're too stupid to realize how depressed you were, Jake.
Well, I don't know what, I certainly didn't realize that you could attribute whatever you like to that, but I had the time of my life there. And I look forward to those Saturdays more than you could possibly imagine. And I used to do this thing called Jenks Day because I could. Jenks Day was, I'm not doing anything that anyone else wants. I'm just doing whatever I want just for today, okay? So I'm gonna eat whatever I want, I'm gonna go to wherever I want, I'm not gonna go to family or friends or anything like that, etc. So to me that was a dream. And now I have a couple of kids, I'm married, and I love my kids, and I'm living that dream, okay? So why not both? Why are you even in this business? Why are you even in this conversation? Why are you in her life? Her life sounds amazing. Why, what is it? And the thing is, they want two things. They want to control your life, and single women are voting so heavily against Republicans that all of these conservative guys have caught feelings.
Also, look, Matt Walsh has also been pretty open about how concerned he is that white people are, if current trends hold, eventually and in the near future, the white population in America will become a minority. And he is deeply concerned about that. So I'm sure watching what appears to be a white woman talk about how much she's enjoying her life without kids is bringing up those issues for him, right? I think that's really at the heart of what's going on here, because who cares about someone's personal decision? And by the way, I disagree. The notion of you can have it all might be true for men, not true for women. And I'm sick of that myth. It's driving me crazy. Listen, okay, you can't be a career woman and honestly be a mother who is there raising your kids. Keep it real, Cenk. The fact of the matter is you need a dual income household to make it work, right? To afford kids in today's economy, which means that you're gonna be paying someone else to watch your kids. You get what I'm saying? And that is a difficult thing that mothers go through. It is.
So you're right that it's super hard. It's much more difficult for women than men. They have a different timeline. Those are realities. Acknowledging that is not a problem at all. And can some people make it work? Sure, but they have a high-paying job and they could get good daycare, etc.
They come home at 6, 7 o'clock at night when the kids are already being put to sleep. They don't get to spend time with them.
But some people work part-time. Some people don't have to work. There's a lot of different variations. And whatever you're comfortable with, I love you for it. And then you do whatever makes you happy. The number one thing that drives me crazy isn't even political. It's that reference to what she said at the end, where society demands something of you. Do not listen to them. Do whatever makes you happy. Society doesn't know you at all. Society doesn't even know that you like shakshuka.
Shakshuka is delicious.
So what the hell would society know about how you would be happier with kids or without kids, with a husband or without a, but you see what it's doing? It's stressing her out.
It is, of course. Look, I just think you can't win as a woman, right? Because if you, look, I do think there's some truth to, and I think it's a small group in America. I don't think that this is indicative of the majority of people or how they think. But let's say you decide, no, I just want to be a housewife and I want to raise kids and I don't want to work. I do think there are some people who look down on that a little bit. I certainly don't. I think if you have the economic ability to do that and that's what you want, awesome. If that's where you get your fulfillment, awesome. If you're a woman who wants to focus on travel and building a career for yourself and you're less interested in having kids, then you get judged by, the conservative right wingers like Matt Walsh who are gonna blast you on Twitter for not living up to his expectations of women. He also continued to write, by the way, if you don't have a family, at least do something interesting with your time.
Why?
Why is it any of your business what she does with her free time? These people have absurd amounts of free time and they do absolutely nothing with it, wasting their lives staring at little glowing boxes, like he's referring to watching TV, absolutely soul crushing. Anyway, do you want to be dictator of what people do with their free time? It's none of your business.
Of course they do. But guys, so this one is more of a right-wing thing. And because they have a view that is from the old rules, whether it's from religion or tradition, culture, heritage, etc. That's what right-wingers value more. And what does all of the old rules tell you? Your life's not important, okay? Society is important. So you get to work producing kids for society, and that comes from all the way back from thousands of years ago, where we needed them to be on the farm, we needed the daughters to get dowries, we needed sons for the armies, and so we needed more and more kids. That's also why they outlawed homosexuality, because then they needed like a factory of kids for the wars and the farming, etc. We still care? Why do we care? We largely aren't farming. I don't need more bodies for the war machine. Well, why do we care other than so these old rules are nonsense.
Okay.
They're total nonsense.
To be fair, and I'm not mentioning this as an effort to persuade people or force people to have kids. But the way our economy is set up and does rely on the population at least replacing itself by having kids. And as the birth rate currently stands, we're not doing that. So there is gonna be an economic issue in the future. And Japan is a good example of like an aging population.
Easy answer, super easy answer.
Make it.
Allow more immigrants in.
Interesting, okay.
That's it, I saw this so easy.
Yeah.
okay?
But Matt Walsh don't want that.
Of course he doesn't want that. Stephen Miller, this other guy who spoke out, he doesn't want it either.
Exactly.
So when you say, hey, you're worried about white people being the minority, you're telling on yourself.
Oh, 100%, I agree, yeah. Now, with that said, of course, since Matt Walsh targeted her and blasted her on X, she was getting some harassment from Matt Walsh's fans, and so she put out another video talking about that. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name is Julia and I'm 29 and single. Yesterday, someone named Matt Walsh decided to repost a TikTok video that I posted to his 2.4 million followers on X, formerly known as Twitter. And the way that his followers bullied me in the comments, reached out to me on social media, threatened me, was honestly abhorrent. Some of his followers said that I was gonna die alone, I should actually die and never leave my house, I should be sexually assaulted, I'm pathetic, I'm a whore, and that I was dead behind my eyes. Honestly, that one kind of made me laugh because I use Kosas concealer and I thought that it was working. These people were really riled up about my choices on a Saturday. I'm creating content for people who are taking their time creating the lives that they want for themselves, because it's the life that they want, not something that society has deemed correct. People who are feeling anxious in life because they haven't met their person yet or started a family, aren't rushing or settling to meet someone because some internet troll is telling them that they're gonna die alone. And I believe that we're all gonna meet our people, and we're gonna do it living life by our own terms. Life's too short to be living life figuring out what Matt Walsh wants us to do. If anyone is wondering, the shakshuka I made was delicious, and I'd love to share the recipe if anyone's interested.
I should also note that she had just come out of a very long relationship. She and her boyfriend had broken up. And that is look, I remember being 27 years old and ending a lengthy relationship myself. And then there are like these panicky feelings you have when you're in your late 20s. Like, am I gonna find the right guy? And in today's dating market, it's really difficult, right? It's hard, like people are atomized. It's hard to meet new people. So she's probably sharing what she's experiencing. And it's also providing comfort for others who are going through the same thing. The idea that like her TikTok videos are so offensive to Matt Walsh that he needs to like respond to them and blast her like this is insane to me. But Matt Walsh responded to that second video we showed you saying, the woman that I bullied posts constantly to TikTok, apparently you're paying close attention, about how she's 29 and single and living an easy life because she doesn't have kids. She wants people to notice these facts about her, which is why she announces them to the world daily. So I noticed and I gave my take. That's how the internet works. She's not a victim. Calm down, everyone.
But I want to read the next one too, because he said, if you go out and in public, I assume he means, and promote a life of meaningless and despair.
Meaninglessness and despair.
Yeah, and I might respond and point out that meaninglessness and despair are not good things. If you don't want to hear my opinion, then don't start the conversation. Pretty simple. First of all, she didn't start the conversation with you. She just started the conversation about what she likes. And apparently you found her love of shakshuka deeply offensive, and the shakshuka industry thanks her for making it famous. So why is it meaningless and filled with despair because it's not what you like? That is insanity. So I'll give you one last example. I have a friend who has 3 kids, 3 daughters. He's in hog heaven. He loves his family, loves spending every minute he can with his daughters. He's super happy that he got married young and he had those 3 daughters, okay? I have another friend who has no kids, and he gets to travel across the world with his wife. They go and they're lucky. They're in Vietnam and made a fortune. Vietnam technically still communist, hilarious. Anyways, so they do their business online in different places, in Paris, London, LA, New York.
So much despair
and
meaninglessness.
And they are ecstatic with their lives, and they're not bluffing, they're not kidding, they're not anything, right? And I love that he made that choice, and I love that my other friend made the other choice. Why do I love that? Because it made them happy.
Freedom.
Right, exactly, right? And so why would I care if one of them had more kids or less kids? What business is it of mine? But for conservatives, they think, no, you must not do what you want. You must do what I want. Well, no deal, brothers and sisters. We don't give a damn what you want. It's called freedom. You pretend to like it, but in reality, you hate it.
Yeah. I just think, the best way to encourage people to have kids is to make them feel that they're economically stable enough to do so. Childcare, unattainable, unaffordable for the vast majority of Americans, which is why it was so difficult for the vast majority of women to go back to work after the COVID restrictions were lifted, right? They couldn't find childcare. Like, if you actually care about encouraging people to have more kids, you don't do it by shaming people who don't have kids. You do it by making the environment stable enough for them to do so, comfortable enough for them to think, you know what, this is a good idea, this is what I want. I don't know what percentage of childless couples would have kids if they felt economically stable enough to do so, but I do think that's an important factor in all of this. And of course, the king of culture war nonsense couldn't be bothered to even give a crap about that.
And you know how many kids Matt Walsh has? Because I don't.
I don't care.
I've never cared, right? But I've now decided, according to Matt Walsh's own logic, not enough. However many kids you have, you should have 3 more. How dare you, Udo? I can't believe you don't have 19 kids. What an un-American, meaningless life filled with despair because you don't have enough kids. I'm judging you. Judge. Lunatics. All right, last reason why we promised it to you. Let me show you graphic 10. This is another reason they don't want immigrants. That's why they care. They believe that you should follow old rules. That's another, and they should rule your lives. Those are huge reasons why he did this. And then the last reason is probably the most important for them. So here's an unmarried woman on the right-hand side there voting for Democrats at 68 to 31%. A gigantic 37-point disparity that single-handedly is helping the Democrats be slightly more popular than the Republicans, even though the Republicans win married men, married women, and unmarried men. So when they see these numbers, every Republican leader thinks we have to make sure we get those unmarried women married. You knuckleheads, you could try to get their votes instead of hating them, but they're never gonna do that. Instead, they're gonna try to shame them and get them married.
Matt Walsh has 6 kids, including, oh my God, his poor wife, 2 sets of twins.
Oh.
Listen, do you booze, but 2 sets of twins.
Here's what I
don't know if I could survive that.
Look, I love my kids, but 2 sets of twins?
2 sets of twins.
My response to that is #shakshuka.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, I want the shakshuka eggs, not these eggs.
Yeah, choose shakshuka, okay? No, but I do not waver from my opinion. He should have 2 more sets of twins. Not enough, Matt Walsh. You are not a good Christian. You are not a good American. You're not a good white person. Produce more babies. I judge you. Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.